Yeah, get it on. Got to get on a chest big on mandate. Get it on. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for telling a friend. Love that about you. Old friend, comedian, actor, podcaster, Jonathan Kite in studio. Kite Club, name of his podcast, wherever you find finer podcasts. Also, live dates coming up. Going to be at the Tempe Improv. And, Tempe Improv Comedy Theater. La-di-da. That'll be Thursday to Sunday. And for dates, you go to jonathenkitecomedy.com. Yeah. How you doing, Jonathan?
Good, bud. Good to see you, man.
Always good to see you. Max Pattis hanging in the studio. We got Rotten Tomatoes game to play. I got stuff to get into. Made myself some notes. First, this. It happened to me again. It's happened to me periodically my adult life. I have a dog. And
I love your dog.
My dog, Phil's great, 110-pound black lab, dopey, lovable. Anyone who shows up to the house, he loves up on them. It's like fresh love and meat for him. And it doesn't matter who walks through the front door. It could be an interior decorator or a gang member. He approaches them the same way, tail wagging, having a good time. Once in a while, you find out that somebody, like a maid or somebody, is coming and refuses to enter the home because they had a bad experience with a dog. And so they don't come in if you own a dog. And then we're all supposed to respect that. And my thing is, you need to get the fuck over that. And then they tell you a story and they go, when I was 6, I was bit by a dog. And it'd be like me saying, when I was 6, a black person punched me. So now I'm out.
Right.
You know, it's like, yeah, well, first off, you can't go through life that way because you would have gotten into a car accident with your mom when you were 6, or you would have slipped at a grocery store, or a dog would have bitten you, or a black kid would have punched you, or a Puerto Rican kid would have made fun of your sister, and then you're just out with all of that? Like all the time? Like when I was fucking 12, I went to the ocean. There was an undertow. The riptide pulled me out. It was a very scary moment for me. I got picked up by a lifeguard boat. But I was in the fucking ocean this morning because I've got over it. But we don't tell people with dogs, get the fuck over it. What we tell them is, oh, okay, understood, I get it. Something happened to you 41 years ago with a completely different dog that's been dead for 28 years. But okay, we'll lock the dog.
We're happy to work around you now, yeah.
Also, can you figure out what dogs, Suge Knight has a dog. Maybe that dog might not be the best dog to be in amongst with the maid and the babysitter and the kids. Yeah. But that dog's not Phil, who's...
Did you get Phil from Michael Vick?
I got from Vic. Yeah, a rescue.
Well, there
Vic
you
rescue.
go. I may be on her side then.
Pit rescue.
Yeah.
Phil wags his tail so hard that his body bends in the middle. You know, the dogs that they wag so hard they fucking bend in the middle. That's what Phil does. So... Yeah. You should get over it. And by the way, we should tell you to get over it, not apologize and suggest, okay, we'll euthanize the dog so you can clean the bathroom.
Oh, dude. And also, it probably was a very specific breed. Or, I mean, I hate to get into detail with the stranger that I've never met through a story, but it's like, what happened to this particular person? Were they just run up on? Or that's what I'm saying.
Well, what happens when they ate...
that's what I'm saying. I
McDonald's,
think they apply it to everything.
You ate at McDonald's, you got food poisoning.
Right.
In 1989.
Never eat again.
No more burgers?
No more
fries? No more eating?
Yeah.
So it's a bizarre way to approach life.
I agree with you.
And it might have been a breed, because when I was a child, at my aunt's neighbor's barbecue, a boxer jumped on me, a dog breed. And every time I saw a boxer for years, I would, like you with the black person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hated
Phil.
him.
Yeah, okay. That's acceptable for a period of time, although it should wear off.
Right. It did. I love boxers now.
You should be able to assess the threat level of an animal that's inside a house with no history of biting kids or mailmen or even barking or anything, and get the fuck on with your life.
It's also like you gauge it, right? Like if it was a poodle,
right?
Would you have that same reaction? Is it just because Phil is big?
I don't know. In sad news. I was sitting in my office the other night and heard some like tussling and scraping and whatever. And I went into the next room and Phil was having a seizure, which he has periodically. A very sad, sort of foam coming out of the mouth and legs, flailing about. It's hard to watch. And then you just sit there and just pet him and just tell him it's going to be okay or good boy or whatever it is. But then after the seizure, Phil is out of it for like an hour.
Yeah.
He wanders around. He bumps into things. Like he doesn't even know where he is.
Just disoriented.
And we had this moment where at about 10:30 at night, he went out the back door, usually takes a dump, takes a dip in the pool, lays out on the fake sod for a minute. This time he's disappeared. Now I got to go out in my bathrobe, search around for him. He's at the bottom of a spiral staircase that leads down to the second level of the house. He's made his way onto some dirt embankment with like a 3-foot high cement wall around it. He won't come off it. He's 110 pounds. You can't get him off it. He's up there. I'm trying to get him. I finally drag him off of that and push him in front of the spiral staircase. It's pitch black at night. I've got the phone lit up. He's not moving. I'm trying to put one paw up on the thing. I'm walking halfway up the staircase yelling, treat, treat, treat. He's wandering into the next yard. I'm chasing him and trying to push him toward. It's clear he's not doing the staircase. Now he's got to go around the driveway, and he's just wandering around aimlessly because after his seizure, he gets scrambled for like a good hour. Here's how you know Phil is out of it. Phil respects no borders, no laws, no boundaries. He's like that John Lennon song, Imagine. He's just imagined a world where there's no religion and there's no borders and there's no possessions.
He's the Wild West.
He just wanders wherever he goes. But if there is one place Phil does not wander, he will not wander into the kitchen when Olga the nanny is in it.
Right.
Because Olga the nanny's from Guatemala, and she will kick a dog in the ribs if that dog comes into the kitchen. So Phil hangs out at Checkpoint Charlie. He sits right on the tile right before the kitchen, right where the hardwood floor meets the kitchen tile. He just lays there and stares into the kitchen, but he will not wander in. After the seizure, Olga's in there in the kitchen. He just comes trotting. He just comes staggering right in, and that was the tell.
Yeah,
that's like, how we knew.
He acts like the floor is lava.
Yes,
like a kid, and he can't get in there.
It's the lava floor game.
And yeah, that's got to be. I mean, I've never had one, but that's got to be so rough to just not know where you're at. Because I mean, you think about they don't go from memory, right? Because their eyes aren't that good. They go from like smell.
Yeah,
and so I wonder if that screws up.
I have
his olfactory senses.
I have no idea, but
how's he doing now?
He's good. He wakes up. He comes out of it in about an hour, and you just have to fucking corral him around because he doesn't know where he's going. But
it's like in Street Fighter, when you like get the guy and they're like just sitting there for a second,
finish him,
and then they're like no, but then they're fine after like a couple seconds.
Yeah,
I think. I love a big dog, but I wish I had one of Paris Hilton's dogs that I could have just grabbed by the scruff of the neck and thrown up to the upper deck. Because Phil, he ain't walking up that spiral staircase, and he ain't moving toward the side door. He ain't going that. There's nothing.
Right.
You can't do anything with him.
No, you need like a pulley system.
Yes, an elaborate truss system.
Yeah, like a Rube Goldberg.
Yes, Rube.
Rube Goldberg. That would be, you just have those set up all over the house in case he gets trapped somewhere.
I think you should get Phil a seizure dog.
He needs to travel with a seizure dog. Is Rube Goldberg, is his real name Rube? And then is that where they get the title that guy's a Rube? And is that anyone's real name?
I've never heard of that. Reuben, I mean, maybe short for Reuben.
Yes, you're right.
It's Reuben Garrett Lucius Goldberg.
Oh, that's interesting.
Should have went by his full name.
He's the guy.
Lucius.
And I don't know, he couldn't have set out in life to be known as the guy who came up with bizarre contraptions.
Yeah, essentially got dumbed down to Mousetrap the video, or the board game by Milton Bradley. His legacy.
Oh yeah, let's do a dive into Rube Goldberg. But the other thing that I noticed, I'm very obsessed with how we use our sort of PSA space in this world. Like, of course, famously the freeway signs that say "click it or ticket," which mean nothing to anybody. And then, or slow for the cone zone or something. Like, just what a kind of waste that is. There used to be, I don't think it's findable anymore, but there used to be this whole, they used to run PSAs when I would do Loveline, because when I did Loveline, the radio show was syndicated into like, I don't know, 120 markets. And so during the commercial timeouts, I would never hear any of the local spots that were being run in whatever affiliates we were in, because those would be local car commercials and stuff like that. I would get the national feed, and the national feed was only PSAs, public service announcements, that I think they would slug in if they didn't have a spot in one of these local affiliates. And it was always a commercial. There was always the Airline turbulence one where it was the biggest waste of time ever.
What would an Airline turbulence PSA be? Like, what's the message?
It started off, and then what would then comically happen is we'd come back from the commercial break, and then I would do 20 minutes on the fucking PSA and what a disaster it was. It was a commercial I remember very clearly. It started off by saying your body was meant to do a lot of things, like could handle a lot of things. And they'd say childbirth, and they'd hear like, a child, being smacked on the ass and crying, and then they'd say rollerblading, and they literally played like car horns honking as if you just zoomed out in front of an intersection where the light was green or something. And they'd go football, and they'd hear a whistle. But one thing your body wasn't meant for is airplane turbulence. And that's why you got to keep your seatbelt on. Now, my thing was like, Dr. Drew, how many people die worldwide in childbirth versus airplane turbulence? And the answer is millions versus nobody.
Yeah.
So why is this an example of what your body is meant for when statistically that claims way more people than what you're telling us to do, and it's a safety hazard? And then the NFL, like there's always a couple of high school kids that drop dead on the football field every single year of heat stroke or whatever playing high school ball during two-a-days. Then there was the rollerblading thing. It was like, yeah, people get killed all the time on fucking rollerblades zooming out into traffic and getting hit by cars and stuff. So they give this whole litany of things your body can do, which is all things that statistically claim more Americans than airline turbulence, who claims 0 Americans. And then they go, you got to wear your seatbelt even when and I'm like, but it's also clearly explained on the flight. And they tell you 25 times to put your seatbelt on. Why are we wasting taxpayer money with these PSAs? And I used to go ballistic.
I never even heard about somebody dying from turbulence.
They don't.
No, I'm saying that's like what
it has happened.
It's like college spending. We got to spend the money this year, or we don't get it for next year.
And my argument was, even if people died from airline turbulence, if you're instructed once you're on the airplane 2 months from now to wear your seatbelt over and over again with a placard, the flashing light and a chime, then why do we need this PSA? I'm being instructed in real time to put it on.
No, right. There's a PSA happening that the flight attendant is giving you.
Yes. Every time.
They're covering it. It's part of the rules.
It was crazy.
It's excessive.
It drove me insane. The other one that drove me insane was renters' rights, which I always loved. It was a whole Dawson, this one we can find, right? It was like a whole thing of guys with bad accents. You could probably do it. You could do it. I'll be the guy
okay.
who owns the apartment building, right? And I don't know if you do a good Indian accent, a good Mexican accent, a good Russian, and we know you do a good Russian accent. And you just asked me if the apartment is still for rent. Bring. Hello?
Yes, his apartment is still, how you say, for rent?
No, sorry, it's been rented out. All right. Scenario number 2, new foreign voice.
Sure.
Bring. Hello?
Hello, is the apartment still for rent?
No. Sorry, it's been rented out. Bring. Hello?
Hello. Hola, is the apartment for rent?
Oh, no, it's been rented. Now, you do your Thurston Howell the third voice. Literally, your name is Graham Wellington. I answer the phone and you announce you're Graham Wellington and you go as blue bloody and upper crust as you can. Bring. Hello.
Hello, this is Grant Wellington. I'm just calling to inquire if the apartment is still vacant and for rent.
Oh, yeah, wide open. You come see it today.
Perfect.
And then they do this whole thing about housing discrimination.
Yeah, my butler is on his way.
And I'm like, okay, I live in Los Angeles. What Mexican can't get an apartment building in Los Angeles? It's all rented to Hispanics and Armenians, and I think that's all there is. If you're only going to rent your apartment to rich white guys, there's going to be a lot of vacancies at your apartment.
Yeah,
that's
what year is this?
Oh man, this is like 2000. I don't know, Dawson. Do you have Graham Wellington? I mean, they made a TV commercial.
Graham Wellington. I apologize.
You're a Grand Wellington.
Graham Wellington.
Grand Wellington, I thought.
No, Graham. Sorry, it was in Kelsey Graham.
Hello. Yes. Can I ask a few questions about the apartment on Park Street?
What was your name?
My name is Juan Hernandez.
It's been rented.
Oh, it's gone. Hello, my name is Sanjay Kumar. I am calling about the apartment on Park Street.
It's not available.
Not available? Hello, my name is Tyrone Washington. I'm calling about the apartment on Park Street.
It's been rented.
Hello, I am Chen Ling. My name is Khalid bin Ali. I'm Tuan Vo. Hello, my name is Moshe Goldberg. I use a wheelchair. It's gone. Not available. All right. Thank you. Yes, hello, my name is Graham Wellington. I'm calling about the apartment on Park Street. Is that still available?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
It is?
Okay.
Yes.
Really?
Housing discrimination is illegal. If you think you've been...
All right, so I would have loved to have auditioned for that commercial.
You have
You did, yeah.
I'm saying.
you have a 44-unit building in Koreatown, and your policy is only Thurston Howell III. People that are independently rich and wear pocket squares can move into my building.
Yeah.
Right.
So if I hear a Jewish voice or an Asian voice or an Indian voice, I cannot rent to you.
Polo shirts
That's-
and khakis only.
That's what's going on. So if you're not listening to Yacht Rock right now,
I
cannot rent
If
this
you're not
unit.
calling me from a yacht.
Do you know this guy? This fucking Johnny come lately with the voices?
I mean, then this was a little bit before I was out here. I got here in 2003, but we were not doing these types of commercials. These were not the auditions that were being made available to me, but I would have loved to have done this commercial.
People say like this you couldn't do this anymore, but I think if he was black, you'd be able to do it.
Oh, if he was black, he could do the hello, my name is Tyrone
Well, he
Washington.
could do all of them, yeah, and then he could do Graham Wellington. I think
Yeah.
it'd be more effective today.
Yeah.
The Asian voice, I think, is still... That one
We gotta-
is a little on the... I mean, even watching that there, I was like, wait a minute.
We're going to need a transcript, at least the first two, so that Jonathan Kite can
Can do it.
fucking show this Johnny come
Yeah,
lately
dude.
carpetbagger, fucking VO
That's
poser,
what I'm here for.
What
Yeah.
real talent
Come
is.
on. By the way, and I'm just glad he didn't bow.
Yes.
It wasn't necessary. They knew.
Yeah.
I feel like one of the earlier drafts had him in like costumes and stuff.
Oh.
And they were like, it's a phone call. We don't need that. And they're like, let's just do the voices.
Keep your fingers off your eyes.
yeah, yeah.
man.
Don't point to the dot on your head. There is none.
Dawson, you have the audio, the turbulence audio from Loveline? Oh my God. Oh, yeah, I cut that in the early 90s.
What a tough thing your body is.
Get ready to stop
It's built
it.
to withstand bending, pinching,
Okay.
stowing, swimming, bumping, tickling, shaving, loud noises,
Maybe. Go deaf.
Yeah.
childbirth,
You can die in that, yeah.
football, bad cooking,
You can die from
rollerblading,
All right, so hold for a second. Swimming. Tell that to the good folks in the submarine, what their body was meant to do.
Yeah, that was underwater turbulence.
How many people die drowning? How many motherfucking 2-year-olds die in a cocksucking swimming fucking pool every year in this country alone?
My dad died drowning.
Is that
Your
true?
dad? Yeah.
It's completely true.
I'm sorry.
During Jimmy's dog died drowning, which he hates when I'm fluffy. He hates when I laugh.
Yeah, he would. He should.
He said he had a blind poodle that fell in the pool and drowned when he was like 16. I started laughing really hard. He got pissed. Listen, when someone's dog makes it to 16 and is blind,
It's like he
and
walked
you're
into
talking,
the
you're a
water.
comedian, you're allowed to have a laugh. You're allowed to have a laugh about it. Maybe not in real time. Anyway, we put that, we turned
That
the
was
page.
years ago.
It's been a long time. And I haven't made fun of
There's been a
Fluffy
buffer,
since.
sure.
But obviously the wounds were still fresh.
Very fresh.
With him when I started laughing about his blind dog falling into the pool. But the point is this. Swimming. Tons of people fucking drown every year.
Yeah.
Kids drown every year. Ask fucking Tommy Lee about this. Versus airplane turbulence. Cooking. How much fucking food poisoning and food-related whatever, botulism, football. How many people are injured playing football every year versus injured from airplane
that's what I was just gonna
turbulence?
say.
And then the rollerblading with the fucking cars honking. All right, sorry. Roll it back 10 seconds.
rollerblading, marathons,
Hold on 1 second. Your body's meant to withstand rollerblading. They have the cars honking and skidding.
Yeah.
Does this sort of imply that you're out of control, you're going through an intersection?
Or that maybe your body isn't meant to handle what the potential harm could be that befalls one who's rollerblading?
Fair amount of deaths,
Yeah.
compound fractures. By the way,
rollerblading.
more people die in high school football every year nationally than die in the PSA they're about to explain to us. But let's hear what could be worse than all of this.
What is it the body's not prepared
What
to
is it
handle?
not meant to be?
Meetings.
Sleep apnea.
But there's something the
Tell it
human
to
body
Reggie
isn't
White.
built to withstand. Unexpected turbulence. Happily, though, planes are built to withstand
Unexpected
that really well.
turbulence.
All you have to do is wear your safety belt the entire flight. So next time you fly,
Wait a minute.
stay buckled up.
Now, hold on.
Time.
This is a radical idea and quite a departure from what I've been hearing on planes.
They never, no.
I flew in from Detroit, what was it, 2 weekends ago?
Yeah.
I don't remember hearing anything about a seatbelt.
A buckle?
What is it, a car? They wouldn't put that in a plane, would they? Or did the stewardess beat the crap out of us telling us to put the goddamn seatbelt on every 8 seconds? Why do we need a PSA about something that already exists?
Yeah.
It's like, why not a PSA about when you ride roller coasters, make sure and pull
what I
that
was
big
gonna
metal
say.
handle down in front of you. You know why there's no PSA for that? Because they do it. They make you do it. Jesus Christ, there's a goddamn lit placard that just says, put your seatbelt on. The captain's on the mic yelling about the seatbelt.
Maybe that'd be PSAs for not jumping out of chairlifts on ski hills. Right?
Yeah.
Things that, yeah.
All right. And now, it drove me insane.
Well, that's what I was
It
going to
drove
say.
me insane. It's terrible. It's just, by the way, in a world where we have problems,
Yeah.
every third person who shows a video of themselves on Twitter has a low battery chirp going from their smoke detector in the background. Could we tell people to change the fucking battery of their smoke detector? That's ubiquitous. That happens all the time. That's a scourge. People can die. But we're talking about airplane turbulence, and I don't get it.
They come by and check. They go buckle
Yes.
up. They
Try it.
individually.
Try not buckling up. See what happens.
Oh, my God.
So what I see yesterday, I'm driving into the improv in the evening, and I see a sign in I don't know, Wilshire Miracle Mile, way, way inland. And I think I sent it to Chris. Now, this wasn't a PSA. It was just a billboard at a bus stop because they must have a thing that says X amount. It's like in radio, if you want a license from the FCC, they would go, you need X amount of public service broadcasting every week. And so what would happen is at 5 a.m. on Sunday, it'd be like, hi, this is Scott Mason for City Watch. And they'd talk about potholes and shit. But it was like they just carve out like 3 hours and put it on when nobody ever listened. Yeah. And they'd talk about fucking potholes and the Altadena Police Department is looking to recruit sheriffs, or whatever. There's nothing. So there's got to be a thing with the city and like outdoor advertising and radio advertising stuff. Like you must carve out X amount for us and the needs of the people. Except for the needs of the people, they then invest. And by the way, it's not like this commercial existed. They had to produce a commercial on airplane turbulence that probably cost us tens of thousands of dollars, if not more.
And by the way, besides the football thing, everything else really affected people, traffic, whatever, childbirth, whatever.
Right.
To the small amount of people that traveled, enough for that.
Yes. So I passed a picture of like it was probably about 9 miles from the from the ocean in Santa Monica. And do we have that picture?
A bus stop.
A bus stop. There it is. It was.
I've seen this.
It says unprepared for a tsunami, and then it's a picture of a wave towering over a young man, and then it says "Sue, not me." That's the pun, so you'll remember it. And then more info. QR code.
So the 9-year-old Hispanic kid who's got the homeless family living in a tent up the street can go check into tsunami safety.
Now that I think about it, I am very unprepared for a tsunami.
I as well, and I'm embarrassed to admit that I'm completely unprepared for a tsunami. I told Chris, has a tsunami ever hit Santa Monica, which is the closest beach to where this sign is? He looked it up. It's like, nope.
No.
This could say floss, or it could say change the battery in your smoke detector, or it could say turn right on a red when it's safe, or stop blaming your parents, or study for the SATs. It could
or
say
watch out
anything.
for turbulence.
Watch out for which would be more realistic.
Santa Monica Airport is right there.
What? Now we got to check. I mean, we got to go to tsunami.org or something, .gov, and try to figure out what they want us to do. How would one, let's take some guesses. How would one prepare for tsunami? Now, you could say get to higher ground, but that's not preparation. It's not like I'm going to live up on Mount Baldy now.
I would say you'd have a raft ready to go.
A raft?
Yeah. Something that you could just pull.
How would one prepare for tsunami?
Sleep with a life jacket on.
Water wings.
Yep.
Boogie board under the mat.
Go to bed covered in floaties.
Yeah.
Sleep out on your pool so you're already in.
You've acclimated?
You're like, I'm here. I'm on a floaty.
I would argue sleep on the roof.
Yeah, okay.
Because you got to get up.
All right.
During a tsunami.
So this tsunami campaign started in June this month.
Okay, but okay.
From the
first up, who's on the city council? Do you know what I mean? Like, how fucking fast would your hand sail up in the air and go, we're doing what? There's homeless people who are just flatlining on fentanyl. There's syringes in the street. There's fucking people chasing other people around with fucking machetes. Like, we're talking about a tsunami. First off, a tsunami would be the best thing that ever happened to this town. I really mean it. It would be like a biblical reset. It would hit. It would wash all the homeless people out of Venice, all the homeless people out of Santa Monica. It would take all their fucking tents and RVs and just bring them out to sea. And we would have a biblical style reset. Like it would be more than a cleanup. It would be an emotional cleansing as well. Like we'd say, all right, all the junkies have drowned and been dragged out to the sea. I'm an atheist, but I still believe this was an act of God.
That's what it would be.
All right. Now let's get into some policy so this doesn't happen again. I think a tsunami would be the best thing that happened in Los Angeles at this point.
So that's what the next politician
Or San Francisco
should run on and say, I'm running on a tsunami platform. You have me in the office. I promise more tsunamis. It certainly would change beachfront property.
Yeah.
It's funny because it's probably the same person who was cleaning who is afraid of Phil.
Yes.
That this person who's now on the board of the council had a problem, maybe a tsunami thing that happened when they were a kid.
Tsunami situation?
Yeah, and now they're like, listen, in my adult life, I just can't get over it.
Wait, okay. Has there been a tsunami in the Santa Monica Bay in 2,000 years, or do we not able to know? You know what I mean? Like, did we find remnants of a salt water and a cod like in Westwood or something from like 2,000 years ago, and scientists can predict there was a tsunami?
There's just cods living there now, and you're like, how did they get there? It's like they've been there for 1,000 years. What is this?
Tsunami leaves Santa Monica unchanged.
It's 2023.
There was a tsunami, but it didn't do anything.
It left everything undamaged.
That's called a tide.
It's not a tsunami.
What
Again,
are they
this is the LA
recommending?
Times.
All right, look, we need to take a break, but I want to know, because I'm interested, because I have a place in Malibu. And
We're unprepared. We should learn how to be prepared.
And so
it's 2022.
So does my dear friend Beyonce and Jay-Z and Byron Allen. I mean, Beyonce and Jay-Z bought a $200 million place in Malibu, and I think they should be prepared.
Do you think they got tsunami insurance?
Oh, that's interesting.
I wonder if that's part of it.
Well, I have the ready how to prepare yourself for a tsunami. We can get into that, and maybe we can figure out a way to save them.
Okay, we'll do that right after this. Just Thrive. Oh, so much stress. You want to hit the pause button in life every once in a while and just breathe. Just calm yourself down. Well, Just Thrive. They can help. Just Calm's all-natural blend of mood-lifting, psychobiotics, and brain-nourishing B vitamins help you take back control and feel like your most cool, confident, and collected self. Remember, the gut is wired right to the mind. Multiple studies prove it works quickly to soothe everyday stress and sharpen focus in as little as 4 weeks, or you can try Thrive Probiotic. That's what I take. Spore probiotic that banishes gas and bloat in your gut and can produce more serotonin, which is your happy hormone. So again, the gut controls the mind, not the other way around. Plus, it supports better sleep. I went out to dinner. You heard me interview Tina Anderson. She's a co-founder. And we also went out to dinner with her husband, too. They're very committed to this product, and they should be. Just Thrive. Right, Dawson?
With Just Calm and Just Thrive Probiotic, you'll have the ultimate stress-fighting duo to help you feel cool, collected, and in control. Get 20% off your first 90-day bottle of Just Calm and Just Thrive Probiotic today. Visit JustThriveHealth.com and use promo code Adam.
Let me tell you about BetterHelp. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. How much time do you spend taking care of other people? A lot? Maybe a little too much? Seems like everyone needs something from you. Oh, my God. That's my middle name, but how are you feeling? Feeling a little burnt out? Therapy can help you give the tools to find more balance in your life, support others without leaving yourself behind. Therapy is always something I've always been a big advocate for. And you know that when you get your head together, the body just follows. So it's time to do something for yourself. If you think about starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, convenient, and it's flexible. Just fill out a brief questionnaire and get matched with a licensed therapist. And by the way, you can switch therapists anytime, no additional charge. Take care of yourself with BetterHelp, right, Dawson?
Find more balance with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com /Carolla today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com /Carolla.
Jonathan Kite is in studio. We have the script from the PSA. There's a lot of pressure on you, Jonathan, because you made it in this town.
Yeah.
And this unknown actor from 2020 did not, at least to the best of my ability.
Yeah, that guy didn't. You know how you see like Kevin Costner with those old Apple commercials?
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was one of him doing I think back in the day, or a phone ad. Yeah, this guy.
What year?
He was young, real young, like 80s, early 80s. But I just figured, this guy is hoping that this PSA does not resurface.
Well, it just did.
It just did, buddy.
All right, so how should we prepare, Dawson, for tsunami? And by the way, if you say have water, you can fuck right off. Because that's everyone's first preparation thing. Earthquakes, famine, tsunami, forest fires, like have a water. Yeah, no shit. We got the water.
Thankfully, this seems to be all about water avoidance.
Oh, good.
So,
all right.
Step number 1, learn the signs of a potential tsunami, such as an earthquake, a loud roar from the ocean, or unusual ocean behavior, such as a sudden rise. Or a wall of water.
Right. Okay. So let me get this straight because I'm taking notes. If I'm on the beach and I see a giant wall of water moving toward me, I should move toward it?
That's a sign of a tsunami.
Doesn't
say what you're supposed to do.
That's just you pointing it out.
Don't you assume most people are going to be in office buildings downtown and hear on the radio or on their phone that
Get an alert?
Yeah, I think there might be an alert.
Yeah.
I would argue most Angelinos will hear about a tsunami versus physically witness it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But all right.
Next up, you have to know and practice community evacuation plans.
Yeah.
Some at-risk communities have maps with evacuation zones and routes. There is one right at Playa del Rey.
I'm going to Jay-Z's house.
Map out your routes from home, work, and play. And then pick shelters 100 feet or more above sea level or at least 1 mile inland.
So, I don't know. I've been in Los Angeles for a long time. I've not seen a lot of sky shelters. Like, I've not seen a lot that resemble the Eiffel Tower. They're pretty much on terra firma, but I'd have to look into that.
Everyone's like, get to the Getty.
Get to the Getty. That
should have been get to the Getty.
Yeah, that's a good
slogan.
place.
Yeah.
Or
any
the
politician can get
observatory.
behind that. Yeah.
Observatory, right? Griffith. It's like when there's
Yeah.
a world. It's like a world ender. It's like civilization needs to get to the high ground. I feel like we're doing Kevin Costner in Waterworld right now. We got to get to dry land.
Costner references this show.
I love him.
I love him too.
Get the. They said get the map, and you're tattooed on the back of a small girl's back, so she can
Follow her.
Yep, follow her to dry land. Yep. Beware of Dennis Hopper.
Look out for the
That's what they say.
smokers.
Oh, the smokers will get you, baby.
That's right.
Jack Black
Also-
might be one of them.
After you do that, you should create a family emergency communication plan that has an out-of-state contact, just in case, California goes under, and plan where to meet if you get separated.
So I'm supposed to get my kids together and go, your Aunt Trudy in Pennsylvania? Memorize her number.
We're meeting there.
That's where we meet. That's Alpha Point.
100%.
Everyone's on their own until we get to Trudy's place outside of Pennsylvania, but outside of Philly.
I think that's 1 mile inland from Santa Monica. I mean, it's just in a Mad Max.
What did this cost? What did this cost? That's the question. Who is behind this? And are we out of problems? Okay.
So this is only going to be going on this month. It's going to end actually tomorrow. As we're recording this. Yeah, this
man, we had to do it.
A seasonal PSA?
5-week PSA.
Wow.
Yeah.
And right in the middle of Juneteenth.
Right.
That's a fucking slap in the face of
little
those people who
intentional.
aren't known for their swimming.
There's a
slap in the face.
5-week
Shame on you, Santa Monica.
5-week area specific campaign supplied through, quote, Community Preparedness and Resilience Grant Award from the Urban Areas Security Initiative Program, overseen by the U.S. Department of Homeland Security.
I would be the worst Santa Monica City Council member ever. Because every time one of these ideas got floated, I just go, what the fuck? What are we doing? And they'd all be like voting on it, going, I think it's a good idea. And I'd be going, what is a good idea? What are you talking about? This doesn't. Look, here's the deal. This is never going to happen.
Yeah.
And if it does, you're fucked.
I bet
That's all we got. Now we're done with this subject.
This is my impression of the guy who brought it up. He goes, "Hey guys, who's here is concerned about tsunamis? I'm going to float an idea."
Oh, I see what you did, Bert.
Yeah, and let me just say this: it's a lot of you here are going to say that it's a coincidence that I own a floaty emporium.
Well, I do.
And that I own a lot of jet skis and rental properties on the beaches. Now, that is completely separate. I think that we will be having a discount, obviously, during the month June for Juneteenth. It's a Juneteenth discount. It has nothing to do with the tsunami month.
Okay. All right.
And come on by and see me and use promo code Float an Idea.
Oh, it's a tsunami awareness.
Earthquake.
Let me ask you a question. Earthquake. For sure. Yeah. Why not Earth? What percentage of people is this campaign going to affect? Is it at zero? Is it zero? I mean, how many people pass that bus shelter? And by the way, it's a bus bench in amongst homeless encampments all the way up and down like Pico Boulevard. Like, is there a human being that's going to be impacted by this?
Maybe it is to scare all the homeless people who are moving here.
Oh, yeah, you know what?
It's subtle.
In that case. All right, Jonathan. Now we're going to put your dialects to the test.
Can I say one thing real quick?
Yes.
About the PSA, they should, if that's what they wanted to do, they should do a PSA for a monster, an unknown monster that eats homeless people. And be like, just be aware. We haven't seen him. Like it's like a shadow of Bigfoot or the Loch Ness monster.
Yeah.
And they're like, it only eats homeless people.
Wasn't there a movie called Chud?
Yeah.
It was an acronym. Is it Chud?
Yep. It was.
Do you guys know what Chud stood for? Shit.
The H was human or humanoid.
Yeah, it was part robot, right?
No.
It was a cyborg thing, wasn't it? Or I'm thinking of another one.
This would scare.
Never heard of Chud.
We got to bring back. We got to
else.
bring Chud back because
Just put Chud posters up.
We'll get those fucking homeless people in time.
Cannibalistic humanoid underground dwellers.
That's all you need. We go.
Just put up Chud posters.
We arrange a screening of Chud because they live in the sewer and they pop up.
Oh yes.
Oh, this would scare the fuck out of the homeless.
Santa Monica PSA.
Chud.
Your tax dollars at work. Not to clean the sewers, by the way, just to warn people above ground.
Just put a wanted Chud poster.
All right,
on
now,
the loose.
Jonathan.
Yeah.
Would you like to hear a little bit of the PSA just to kind of wet your whistle?
We can do that.
We can hear Dawson just 20 seconds. So.
Hello. Yes. Can I ask a few questions about the apartment on Park Street?
What was your name?
My name is Juan Hernandez.
It's been rented.
Oh, it's gone. Hello, my name is Sanjay Kumar. I am calling about the apartment on Park Street.
It's not available.
Not available? Hello, my name is Tyrone Washington. I'm calling about the apartment on Park Street.
Just been rented.
Hello, I am Chen Ling. My name is Khalid bin Ali. I'm Tuan Vo. Hello, my name is Moshe Goldberg. I use a wheelchair.
Goldberg. I don't rent apartments to Jews.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
That was the biggest flaw in that one for me.
Chinese or Moisha?
The Moisha.
All right.
I just maybe I'm biased because I'm Jewish.
I'm going to play the bitch who says that the apartment's been rented,
and I'm going to play the guy who is from the early 2000s, so that I can't get canceled.
Okay, go
I'm
ahead.
playing a part.
Okay.
Yes, hello. Can I ask you a few questions about the apartment on Part 3?
What is your name?
My name? Oh, my name is Juan Hernandez.
It's been rented.
Oh, it's gone?
Hello, my name is Sanjay Kumar. I'm calling about the apartment on Park Street.
It's not available.
Not available. Hello, my name is Tyrone Washington. I'm calling about the apartment on Park Street.
Just been rented.
Hello, I am a Chin Lee. Hello, my name is Moshe Goldberg. I use a wheelchair. It's gone?
Not available.
All right. Thank you. Shalom.
Don't improvise.
Yes. Hello. My name is Graham Wellington. I'm calling about the apartment for rent on Park Street. Is it still available?
Yes, it is.
Oh, it is.
Yes.
Really?
By the way, all this does is set back race relations 100 years.
Yeah,
That's a bunch of fun.
It's a PSA for racism.
Yes, every person in that group watches this and goes, "You see,
Bro.
This is where we are."
And this guy is
in an apartment. By the way, they're all watching from their apartment.
They all have one.
They're all sitting in their apartment watching this PSA.
And they go, this is what the city thinks of us.
That's right.
That we're all stereotypes.
That's right. Or worse, they believe it, in which case they just assume they're oppressed. It's one or the other.
And the idea that it's somebody who is right off the boat.
Yes.
All of these people are brand new.
Yes.
And no other way.
Well, I don't know. Are the Jews off the boat?
No.
And which boat are the blacks off of? All right. We have bullet points on Rube
How
Goldberg.
old is this commercial? It's from the 1600s.
It's from,
No.
It's timeless.
from the slave trade. Yeah.
It's an old script. It's on parchment.
What are the bullet points on Rube Goldberg?
His full name is Reuben Garrett Lucius Goldberg. He was born on the 4th of July and died on December 7th, Pearl Harbor. Anyway.
They give years?
Born in 1883, died in 1970.
Wow. Pretty good run.
Mm-hmm. Graduated from UC Berkeley in 1904 with a degree in engineering. Hired by the city of San Francisco as an engineer for the Water and Sewers Department. After 6 months, he resigned his position with the city to join the San Francisco Chronicle, where he became a sports cartoonist, started doing invention cartoons, and by 1915, he was earning $25,000 a year.
Wow.
Created 50,000 cartoons during his lifetime. Won the 1948 Pulitzer Prize for editorial cartooning for a cartoon entitled Peace Today.
In 45?
Wow.
And during World War II, each of his sons were heading off to college. He insisted that they change their last names because of anti-Semitic sentiment towards him stemming from the political nature of his cartoons. By the way, a Rube is an awkward, unsophisticated person. Rube showed up around the turn of the 19th century as a slur for a gullible country boy. Its origin is similar to that of hick. Both are diminutive. I don't know how to say that word. Forms of names that were associated with country folk at the time. Rube for Reuben, Hick for Richard.
All right. Well, there's Rube. He was a cartoonist.
I thought a Rube was like a slider version of a Reuben Club sandwich.
Oh, that would. Oh.
We got to turn these terms around.
Does somebody.
Yes, let's put some positivity.
Is there a
Turn it around.
slider version of a Reuben?
I just made it up.
Oh, my God.
I want it.
I
Me
want
too.
one now.
Brother, I love
Let's
a Reuben.
Yeah.
And I'd love a Rube even more.
Slider version of a Reuben. Fucking awesome.
Little Rube. And then you get if you make it as a 3D, it's a Rubik's Cube.
Oh, nice.
And I'm telling you, we got to open a restaurant. We're talking about it right here, right now.
Some kid just set the record for the Rubik's Cube.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
It was like 3.7 seconds.
Do you?
what?
There are people who argue that it's not fair that he gets to look and study the thing for as long as he wants before the timer
That's how they
starts.
always do it. Did you ever see the documentary on Netflix
Yeah,
about
that
it?
is how they do it. But like,
Why? Why is that unfair? What do you mean study it?
Like the timer doesn't start. You're allowed to pick it up, look at all the sides, and then put it down, and then they go, and then you do it.
Well, as long as the rules are the same for everyone, then who cares? But I will accept, two categories like they have with bodybuilding. They have steroids and natural. The natural version of the Rubik's Cube was we'll pull it out of the package and hand it to you.
Yeah.
The second it hits your hand, you're on the clock.
Blind cubing, where it's under like it's under like a dish, and then you pick it up and you just have to do it right then and there and put it back
That's
down.
right.
They're pretty much doing it blind at that speed anyway.
Oh, dude, I have no. By the way, what kind of advantage? I mean, it's like when you play chess, you have to play so many moves ahead, and then every time you do something, it's then infinitely changes my amount of moves.
Right.
And they do it for time as well.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's that same version.
I think they said this kid, I don't know, it was like 19.
Yeah.
What he did to occupy himself because he had autism or is on the spectrum or something.
Is it the guy from the documentary?
Something like that.
Yeah.
But
it's that same guy who set the record?
There's a new record. It's under 4 seconds.
It is. It's 3.7. I think you're right. 3.7 seconds.
They said like the news was
Max
weird.
Park
It said
is his name.
It said
3.13.
Three. Oh, they said 3.13. Oh, I was listening it.
I got that wrong.
Well, because I'm listening to it on the news, and the dumb chick who's doing the news goes 3.13, and so I'm like 0.13, and I was thinking like 13/16 or something. I was like thinking in inches or something, so I thought it was 3. So it's almost 3 seconds is what it did.
Diagnosed with autism, age 2.
I couldn't do that even if you like. At some point, I would start using my feet. I would roll over on my back like an otter, trying to open a seashell.
Yeah, just
you know what I
smack
mean?
it
And I would
out,
just start banging on my chest, and
start peeling off the stickers.
Their feet would get involved. I'd start moving. I'd start asking, "Are we allowed to use spray paint stencils, or just have to just do it with our hands here?" Yeah, I could never do it. I've never even tried a Rubik's Cube because I think I'm dumb, but I don't want to know it. And it's
harder if you're colorblind.
Oh, I should have used
Holy hell, those are tough. Or
Here's a tip. Whatever the center block is, that's what that side has to be.
Oh, so
right.
That doesn't change.
You know why otters couldn't do it? Because they're colorblind completely. They only see in black and white. Or dogs.
Really?
Yeah.
I was wondering why otters couldn't do it.
I think any animal couldn't do it. Even a dolphin.
We have a video of him doing the Rubik's Cube, but I don't know if we have that kind of time, Dawson. We got to go to break in 10 minutes. All right, run it. We'll run a little long.
I love watching the guy who's timing
it was
too.
3-7.
So this kid, he just
this is the guy.
Yeah, this is the guy.
Oh, they're doing the blind one now.
No. He opens it. He looks. He studies.
Oh, well, why they reveal then? Oh.
Puts it down.
All right.
But
Maybe he
not-
only has a lot of time to.
Not a lot of time.
Allotted.
Oh.
Does not.
Look at that.
Does not translate into 1 ounce of pussy. Not one.
That sucks.
Not one. Not 1 ounce.
Really? He can't just walk into a party like the way people see like pianos or acoustic guitars.
I bet that guy fingers like a motherfucker.
Oh, he's a finger blaster.
Are you kidding me? He's working you up top like he's fixing the radio dials and down here. Are you kidding me? Bro, he's blasting your Rubik's Cube all night. This dude is unreal.
You're right. His hands could bring a lot of pleasure to a woman.
His hands should be available how they do with dildos or whatever, and it's called Rubik's Pubes. And it's a vibrator. Dude, this guy,
You should
call
be
me.
on Shark Tank right now. You've
Oh.
pitched 2 inventions.
That was unreal.
3.1 seconds.
Incredible.
Incredible. But still no pussy.
That's how fast they come. That's how fast the ladies.
I like where your head's at because
Put it to good
they
use.
do make actual facsimiles of like porn star parts.
Yeah.
You know, like that Ron Jeremy gave me his dick once, you know.
Yeah.
Just handed it to me after the show.
Do you use it as a doorstop? Do you still have it?
What I did is I had it and I didn't know what to do with it.
Sure.
But I come from a world where it's like a cigar box was a big ticket item for me growing up. Like if I had a cigar box, like you would never throw away a cigar box. You could use it.
Yeah.
It had utility.
Yeah.
It was worth something. It had a little heft.
They look nice.
Put Matchbox cars in it or something. Like, so I was going to throw out, you know, 1.5 pounds of molded latex. You know what I mean? Like this thing probably retailed for like $49 somewhere, you know, Ron Jeremy's dick. So I was like, well, I threw it in the trunk of my car. And then it just bounced around in the trunk of my car for like a year.
Cop pulls you over. Can I see what's in the trunk?
And I'm like, where's the rest of Ron? Started talking to his collar.
You can't throw that out, by the way. Homeless people just going through your trash.
Yeah. So I take Ron Jeremy's dick and I just bring it up into my house. But I don't really have a place for it. I don't know what to do with it. But I can't throw it away. It's $50. It's got a lot of materials in it. You know,
There's
it's a
some
big hog.
R&D
You know what I mean?
developed for it.
Yeah, there was a casting and molding process. I mean, there's a lot of work
people
involved.
Yeah, of course.
So
It's craftsmanship.
I took it and I went to my closet and I like set it on the upper shelf or something and I just put it there. And then I left it there. But at some point, I came home and I noticed that the maid had like moved it or put it somewhere else, and it was like, and you guys tell me where you're at with this. Like, do I have a conversation with her? Like, hey man, that's not really what I'm not really into this. It's not my scene. But I didn't know what to do with it. Or do we just exchange knowing glances when she comes next time? Or
I think that's what it is.
I just leave her be.
So let her think you're a weirdo.
She thinks I'm a weirdo.
I get it
Just
better.
leave
She's
it.
forgotten.
Well, I can't tell you this.
She listens. She doesn't. She didn't forget.
The same woman, I had these T-shirts. People, when I was doing Loveline, people just give me T-shirts. They just give you piles of Ron Jeremy's dick. T-shirt. I had a T-shirt that said "Masturbation is not a crime" on it. Right. Her husband, who probably spoke less English than her, had some sort of factory job at like a book bindery, like LA. So at some point, I cleaned out my drawer of shit that I didn't want, but Goodwill. Basically, it was a big pile of like T-shirts, and of course her husband worked like on a printing press factory or something, like refilling ink or something. So all the T-shirts ended up funneling over to him. He doesn't speak English. He puts the shirt on that says "Masturbation is not a crime," goes to work, and is sent home. Oh, that's what I recall. That's what I remember, and that we got into. The dildo, we let sleeping dogs lie.
I have an idea for the dildo. You put it in your kitchen, and you put paper towels on it.
Oh, that's a good. The head would probably still be poking through.
So
honestly,
then you just keep moving it on her. So then she thinks, how many of these does this guy have?
This is several years ago. We're still not together.
Yeah.
But yeah, and poor Ron is having a hard time in the joint right now.
Oh,
so,
dude.
Yeah.
Yes. Is he there for life? Is he Dunzos?
He's done. I mean, he's in prison for life, but he's really going to be in a facility for a short period of time before he expires. Because he has like full-blown dementia, I think, at this point.
I met him one time on the streets on Sunset Boulevard. He was just walking down the street, and I just was like, "Hey, how are you?" We like talked for like 2 seconds. I'm like, "Can I get a photo?" It is the weirdest photo of me of all time. I look like there's a glitch in the Matrix. And then he weirdly enough, he looked like he was just out of it. I don't know where he was coming or going, no pun intended, but he was on his way somewhere. And this was like this was like on an old phone before the cameras got any good, like a flip phone. Yeah, that's the only time I ever met him.
I've met him on several occasions. Interesting enough guy. It's bizarre to me that a guy who got paid to have sex with 21-year-olds was raping somebody, but evidently that's what he did, and then he went into prison, and then dementia kicked in, and he's not going anywhere.
Yeah,
and I talked to Mark Garagos about it. It's not like he gets full-blown dementia and they let him out. They just move him to a facility that's a prison dementia facility.
Yeah, but he's in for life, right? Or
he's going to be he's going to be
life.
dead. He's going to be dead in 2 years.
Yeah.
He will not outlive his sentence.
He will not
whatever it
outlive
is.
his sentence.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Anyway, maybe Tsunami will hit and wash all our problems away.
it's like Arkham Asylum. Oh, I thought you were gonna say like it just washes and then the criminals are sort of like out now.
I really do think that a tsunami would be a lateral move for Los Angeles.
And it's no one's fault.
No, it's God and Darwin taking out the garbage.
Just
Literally,
needs a little bit of a clean.
Yeah, we have a lot of litter on the streets. It'll do what the street sweepers aren't doing.
What about all the defecation like in San Francisco? Like maybe a nice tsunami would hit San Francisco. It couldn't be I'd go up to the top of Coit Tower and just look down.
Well,
and
they have hills.
Yeah, that's where I'd be.
Our lawns would get watered.
Lombard Street.
Yeah.
We'd be out of a drought.
All right, now we got the Rotten Tomatoes game to play. So we'll take a quick break. We'll do that right after this. Just thrive. Oh, so much stress. You want to hit the pause button in life every once in a while and just breathe. Just calm yourself down. Well, Just Thrive. They can help. Just Calm's all-natural blend of mood-lifting, psychobiotics, and brain-nourishing B vitamins help you take back control and feel like your most cool, confident, and collected self. Remember, the gut is wired right to the mind. Multiple studies prove it works quickly to soothe everyday stress and sharpen focus in as little as 4 weeks. Or you can try Thrive Probiotic. That's what I take. Spore probiotic that banishes gas and bloat in your gut and can produce more serotonin, which is your happy hormone. So again, the gut controls the mind, not the other way around. Plus, it supports better sleep. I went out to dinner. You heard me interview Tina Anderson. She's the co-founder. And we also went out to dinner with her husband, too. They're very committed to this product, and they should be. Just Thrive. Right, Dawson?
With Just Calm and Just Thrive Probiotic, you'll have the ultimate stress-fighting duo to help you feel cool, collected, and in control. Get 20% off your first 90-day bottle of Just Calm and Just Thrive Probiotic today. Visit JustThriveHealth.com and use promo code Adam.
Let me tell you about Angie Homeowners. You know, it's a lot of work to own a home. Whether it's everyday maintenance, repairs, or dream projects, it can be hard to even know where to start. All you need is Angie. Your home for everything home. Find a skilled local pro who will deliver quality and experience. Over 20 years of home service experience. Bring them your project online or with the Angie app. Answer a few questions and Angie handles the rest. Look, you're busy. You don't have time to do all this stuff. Let Angie handle it. Take care of just about any home project in just a few taps. Download the free Angie mobile app today or visit online. Visit Angie.com. That's ANGI.com. ANGI.com. That's Angie. Let them do all the heavy lifting. First, there's the Jordan Harbinger Show. The Jordan Harbinger Show, a different kind of sponsor for this episode, the Jordan Harbinger Show. Well, if you're a fan of fascinating podcasts and interesting people, you should definitely check this one out. There's an episode for everyone, no matter what you're into. Jordan talks with Scott Adams about persuasion in a world where facts don't matter anymore. Man, is he right. Or you go inside the dark world of wildlife trafficking. You'll always find something useful to apply to your own life, like routine changes to boost productivity or slight mindset tweaks to change how you see the world. Jordan's a good guy. We've had him on many times. I know the man well, and he's worth a listen. We enjoy the show, and we know you will too. So you can search The Jordan Harbinger Show. That is HARB as in boy, IN as in Nancy, GER on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. All right. Kite in studio. Max Pat is going to play along as well. We haven't played Rotten Tomatoes in a while, but we're going to play it now. Dawson has a theme.
Listen to that noise. It's a high falsetto voice. It can only mean one thing, and you can feel it. Dawson names her flicks, and the gang makes their picks, guessing if it's rotten or fresh. If they guess it exactly, we'll get a bonus 5. It's the Rotten Tomatoes game. You know how we do it.
All right, I love that intro because it explains the rules of the game right there. Trying to guess the critics' scores, and whoever has the lowest score will win. If you get it on the nose, you get a 5-point deduction. Jonathan Kite is a man of many voices, so we're going to pay tribute to some of his go-to celebrities for a kite impersonation-themed round of the Rotten Tomatoes game, starting out with this film.
Pressure.
Featuring two brothers who could not be more different. One is a real troublemaker compared to the other, who is a real saint. When his criminal ways land him in trouble, one brother bails out the other and puts him to work at his toy factory to pay off his debt. Will this chestnut ever learn to get along with his ho-ho holier brother and holier-than-thou brother? Starring Vince Vaughn and Paul Giamatti.
Wow.
From 2007, Fred Claus.
That's how I learned my Vince Vaughn impression.
Really?
I swear, because in the opening scene when he's a repo man and he's taking back that little girl's TV. And I just watched it. I literally went to the DVD store, is how long ago this was, and I bought this and just watched that first scene on loop for like 3-4 hours.
And this show is where you learned your Juan Hernandez impersonation.
By the way, I am available for quinceañeras.
All right, Fred Claus. Never saw it?
Paul Giamatti's the other guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He plays Santa Claus.
Oh, really?
Oh, it's not going great. It's been a rough year with all these AIs taking jobs. They're taking Claus. They're taking Claus Industries.
Oh, really? AIs infringing on Santa Claus?
Yeah, I can't. And then now the elves are striking. The elves are striking. It's me just trying to put them together with my fat little hot dog hands, all these toys with the tiny parts.
Wow. All right.
I think Paul Giamatti would have been more effective for the Airline Turbulence PSA. I think we would have listened to him. And
listen. All right, your body's meant for a lot of things. It's meant for bending and screaming and. It's not meant for turbulence, though.
Maybe
put your fucking seatbelt on.
Maybe Paul Giamatti could call and ask if the apartment is still for rent.
Excuse me.
Hello?
I was wondering if the apartment is still for rent.
Yeah, sorry, it's been rented out.
All right, well, I'm just going to live in the laundry room then.
We have a policy against that, sir.
Well, I'm just doing one more load.
Yeah, we have a policy against that.
I know one of the cats that lives in the building.
Are you calling from the laundry room?
Well, hold on one second. That's my machine!
Oh.
I'm sorry. No, different laundry room. Different laundry room.
Do not come down
here,
sir.
Do not come down here.
I'm going to send the maintenance guy down the laundry room. He's a heavy set man.
You send him. You send him. I'm not here. I am not here.
And scene. All right.
Yeah. You should need more PSAs.
Fred Claus. Look, Vince Vaughn is great. Giamatti's great. 07, did we say?
Kevin Spacey.
Spacey's in this?
Yes.
But did people like Christmas movies, right? I have no idea. All right, I'm gonna lock it.
This is not what we think. It's what we think Rotten Tomatoes gave it.
Yeah,
because I love this movie. But
all right.
Yeah, I don't know if it doesn't get a lot of replays. Even during the holidays.
Doesn't.
I don't
and
see
with
it.
a stacked
That's
cast.
not a good sign. Yeah,
but Kevin Spacey doesn't help.
Being
that right. Close to children.
That's right.
True,
It's a good point.
Yeah.
All right, I got it barely rotten at 57.
I have it rotten at 43.
I got it at 55.
Fred Claus is rotten at 21.
Oh,
yeah, that
whoa! You said how much you love this film.
I do love this film. I think the critics are wrong.
Oh my God, we're all off to a rocky start.
That poster, there's a lot going on in that poster.
Yeah. All right, here we
Paul's
go.
getting some sled turbulence in that poster.
When a teenage busboy gets discovered by a porn director, he is transformed into an adult film star sensation. However, as his ego and drug use start to get the best of him, his career goes limp. Will he be able to get it up again? Starring Burt Reynolds, Julianne Moore, and of course, Mark Wahlberg. From 1997, Boogie Nights.
All right. Well, this movie should be 100%.
This is one of the best movies of all time.
Yeah, one of the best movies of all time.
But I feel like the critics, I don't know, maybe they weren't kind to it. I feel like we're getting set up here. I think that these aren't all home runs.
Maybe there's some Burt Reynolds resentment. I don't know. Here's what I don't like. This is one of the best movies of all time.
Yeah.
I'll bet you Moonlight has a higher Rotten Tomatoes critic score than this movie, which is sad. Because it's weird when a movie wins the Oscar for best film and you're like, I never need to see this movie again.
That's been like a ton of best pictures.
I never need to see it again.
I think that way about the movie Crash.
Yeah, and
Crash,
or
The
maybe
Artist.
Parasite or something like that. It's like, listen, if this is the best, like I will watch Tarantino films 15 times.
Oh yeah,
wherever I tune in, if it's in the middle of Inglourious Basterds, I'll just sit there and watch the rest of it.
Yep.
All right, I'll bet you Moonlight is higher than. And wherever you tune in, you just sit and go. I'm waiting until Burt Reynolds comes on. All right, I think this was. It's a tough subject. All right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
91.
I went 97. You're right. It should be 100%, but I think there are going to be some pearl clutchers.
Mm-hmm.
I think it should be 100, but I'm going to go 76.
Whoa, that's
Whoa.
Yeah, whoa.
Because I was thinking in America at that time, I feel like there's a bunch of prudes.
But Mark, this was your defining role.
I know. I thought it was amazing. The thing is, in this movie, it's a little behind the scenes. People don't understand why I'm out of breath all the time, right? Because all the blood's in my cock.
Oh. And Burt Reynolds was not happy about this movie.
You know who was supposed to be? Was rumor had it was supposed to be John Malkovich.
Oh, really? That would have worked.
That'd be cool, yeah.
But I think Burt Reynolds is awesome in this movie. He's perfect.
Perfect.
This movie, Philip Seymour Hoffman, if I may for a second, everybody in the movie, if you think about those before they were famous, this has got to be one of the best films of all time of before they won or were nominated for Academy Awards. I mean, Julianne Moore, Don Cheadle,
John C. Reilly.
John C. Reilly. Everyone in the film is perfect.
Yes. I completely agree.
Yeah.
You talk about timeless beauties, Heather Graham, I think.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Oh, when I interviewed her on Loveline and I was making fun of her for this movie before it came out, she didn't even defend it.
She didn't think it was going to be like the epic.
She was on Loveline. You got to IMDb Heather Graham, and you got to find out what movie came out slightly before this movie. Because I think she had some sort of corny rom-com-y thing come out.
Was it Pie in the Sky?
2 girls and a guy?
Could have been. I mean, if that was 4 months before this thing came out or whatever it was. But on the bio, she was in plugging like 2 girls and a guy or something.
Right.
It could also be Nowhere was the same year.
Nowhere, same year. All right, we'll try to figure out the
One of
months.
those,
Anyway, Nowhere sounds right. Anyway, she's trying to plug some, nothing.
Yeah.
And then on the bio, it says, and she also has coming out, later in the year, Boogie Nights. Now, I mean, you have to think about the title Boogie Nights in a vacuum. Like, Boogie Nights, and she plays Roller Girl, and Burt Reynolds is in it, fresh off of Cop and a Half or something. And you're like...
Yeah.
This sounds like a B movie if I've ever heard of. Like, Burt Reynolds at the time was kind of a joke. Boogie Nights sounded like a ridiculous title. And she played Roller Girl.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I just
takes her clothes off in it.
I didn't know anything. It was other than she plays Roller Girl in Boogie Nights with Burt Reynolds. And I was like, you got to fire your agent.
Yeah.
This is embarrassing.
It's only available on Laserdisc.
And she just... sat there and sort of took it. And I was making fun of her. And then Boogie Nights came out. 2 girls and a guy. This came out a month before.
And that's with Robert Downey Jr., yeah? Am I wrong with that?
All right. We got our numbers locked in?
Yeah.
We're in. Here we go.
Let's go.
Boogie Nights certified fresh at 94%.
Oh, I was wrong. I just think about how a lot of these guys, I mean, again, we all agree it should be 100%. But there's a faction when you even go online now and there's like an incredible film that we all love that universally is beloved. You'll look and then there's like a ton of people that are just ragging on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did Moonlight get?
98.
All right. Well, there you go, everybody.
But just keep in mind too, Rotten Tomatoes, the way it works is it's just based off of positive and negative reviews.
Right,
so
it's accumulation.
If your movie gets straight C pluses, you can get 100%.
True.
As well.
This next film follows a man with a particular set of skills.
Oh, boy.
Who has a limited time to save his daughter who has been kidnapped.
I have a limited time to save my daughter.
It's not Liam Neeson's 2008 film Taken. No. This movie stars Nicolas Cage. It's from 2012, and it's called Stolen.
Oh. Never heard of Stolen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, from the director of Expendables 2.
Hey. Oh, did you take my daughter? Did you stole my daughter? That's the pitch, right? Oh, listen. This is the trailer. I don't know who you are. Oh, I don't know what you want. But I have a particular set of skills. I love Nicolas Cage. I love him so
too.
much.
Not to love.
Dude, he's the best.
I love him. Can I say the cagiest of all the cages was The Rock, when he would talk in his conversational tone and then blow up.
Oh, dude. He goes, oh, let's go do some rockets. Oh, dude. I have the Criterion collection of that.
Really?
I don't love him in like an ironic way. You know, I love him in a true love. I love the guy.
I'm trying to think of the scene. I maybe Sean Connery's talking to him or something, but he's all conversational, and then he just gets super 10.5 loud on what was. I mean, he does it he does number of times.
What about? Do you ever seen Honeymoon in Vegas?
Yes,
it's I think one of the funniest movies ever made with Sarah Jessica Parker and of course with James Caan, unbelievable. And he does this thing where he goes, they're going to the casino. They're filming in a real casino in Vegas. And he's explaining to Sarah Jessica Parker's character about how he bet her on a poker game. And he goes, you have to understand, I had a straight flush or something. It's like unbeatable. And she goes, like unbeatable is not unbeatable. And then he just yells, I know that now. Okay, stop crucifying me. It's awesome.
Dude, what's next for Nicolas Cage? Because he did that super ironic movie with Pedro
Unbearable
Pascal.
Weight of, yeah,
and so that was supposedly gonna skyrocket his career back to superstar because it was tongue in cheek and he's kind of making fun of himself, but at the same time, I don't think it did that well. Did it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Did you see
people
Pig?
liked it.
People liked it.
I saw Pig.
Liked it.
I saw Pig. I saw The Unbearable Weight of
Massive
whatever
Talent. Yeah,
but it was so bizarre because I've told you before on the show, but 30 minutes in, they were like, he was like, his sycophant fan was explaining how much he loved him, and then he was explaining that Paddington Bear was the best movie ever made. And the third time he said Paddington Bear, I turned to the person I was watching the movie with, and I said, why don't we watch Paddington Bear? And we put on Paddington Bear and enjoyed the shit out of it.
I was just saying,
you can't do that. You can do that in a movie theater. You can't do it in a Netflix streaming era where I just pick the remote up and go, what movie did you say was better than this movie? Paddington Bear?
They convinced me.
You fucking hold the speaker thing down and go, Paddington Bear, and it just pops up, and Nick's gone, and now Paddington Bear's here. And
this guy won't shut up about Paddington Bear.
Just watch the shit out of it.
For Paddington Bear.
Never saw the last hour and 10 minutes of this movie. Watch Paddington Bear.
It's the most expensive trailer for another movie ever made.
That's right.
Do we see Nick Cage in blockbusters again?
I hope so.
I do too.
I mean, Con Air came on the other day.
It's so good.
My God.
Yeah.
My God. I mean,
talking about rewatchability, Con Air, anytime.
Everybody in the movie's great. Everybody.
Yeah.
They're all
everybody.
great.
Trejo.
We had Johnny 35 or whatever his name was here.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle's in it.
Chappelle falls out of the plane.
Dude, Steve Buscemi. John Malkovich.
Steve Buscemi is amazing.
Yes. Oh, and
fine irony.
What about John
Cusack?
Cusack.
Oh yeah, the guy, and with Colin Meaney, the Irish guy.
Yeah.
I saw him on Broadway. That guy's amazing.
Is he the badass police chief guy?
Yeah,
or
it's
FBI
like the guy going looking after.
Here's what
Cusack.
I know from every movie: if the biggest douche in the movie turns at a classic convertible Corvette and goes, "This is my baby," and there's like somewhere in Act 1. Like a speck of dust lands on it, and they show him wiping it off with his sleeve and then walking back into headquarters. That car shall be destroyed.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, not everybody makes it to the end of this movie.
Oh, my God. On the strip.
The drop. Oh, dude, it's so funny. The thing just goes.
Yeah. The sayonara. Oh, come on.
So good.
That's so good.
There's so many great lines in that movie.
Yeah.
Cameron Poe is his name.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
It's pure cinema.
Just the opening scene where the locals are making fun of him because he's returned from Iraq and it's got a bun in the oven. And
you're on his side immediately.
But as I've always said, worst attorney in the world. His attorney. He is in his wife's work, the bar, the tavern she works in. She's pregnant. He returns as a decorated veteran to celebrate with his wife the birth of their new child. He is menaced by local drunken, racist, hooligan townies.
Oh, yeah.
There's 72 eyewitnesses in that bar that saw this guy come up to him, bump him in the chest, like take $1 and mash it in his face. sexually and verbally assault his wife.
Yeah.
His pregnant wife.
Yeah, pregnant wife.
There's 250 eyeballs in that establishment that witnessed this. Then after closing, walks his wife alone to the car. Same 3 drunken townies surround him. One brandishes a switchblade, lunges at him. He defends himself and his pregnant wife. And next thing you know, it's like 8 years.
Maximum security.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is the worst attorney on the planet.
It's like
what city was this tried in? Because he was convicted by a jury of his peers.
Right.
12 men and or women decided that under all of these circumstances, he is guilty.
It was the Touty hooligans' relatives.
Yeah.
It was a family reunion, bro.
Town?
You know who his lawyer was? His lawyer was the one that the state appointed to Ralph Macchio's character in My Cousin Vinny.
Oh, right.
That guy who just could not get his shit together.
Same guy. Yeah.
Mr. Tip Tip. Yeah.
All right, from 2012, Stolen.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
Clear knockoff. This is during the era where Nick Cage wouldn't say no to a project because he owed the IRS $5 million.
By the way, he's on the phone with the IRS in that shot.
Right. I'm working.
I'll do it. Yeah, I'm trying to get your money. I'm trying to get your money. By the way, this is his life story. He has 12 hours to get $10 million to the IRS.
Right. Yeah. All right.
Okay. I'll say 32.
I went 35.
Oh shit! I didn't even write it.
And by the way, I think everybody is roots for Nick Cage, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. 29.
Stolen is rotten at 19%.
Oh, Nick.
Fuck, our love of Nick Cage clouded us.
I know.
It'll
That's
do
right.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
Wow.
This next movie follows a man with a particular set of skills. But this time, it's he and his ex-wife who are taken hostage, leaving their daughter to try to save them. Can the family come together to defeat the terrorists? Starring Liam Neeson and several other people from 2012, Taken 2.
Taken 2. They had to make a sequel.
They had to make a sequel. Stop taking this guy's family. Take a lot of other people.
I think they would have learned.
They never learn.
A few years ago, I took my mom to a comedy show at Flappers, and Eddie Pepitone was the headliner.
I love Eddie.
And Eddie runs out on the stage, and the only thing he says, he yells into the microphone, "When are they going to stop taking Liam Neeson's kids?" And it was the funniest thing ever.
We got to find that scene from The Rock where Nick Cage speaks in a very conversational tone and then blows up. But I'm trying to think, is he blowing up at Sean Connery? It's not with his girlfriend when he comes home after the tough day at the office.
Oh, is this it?
I mean, this is the end.
Oh, can't be the end.
What scene did you rewatch 1,000 times to get Nick Cage right?
I probably watched Con Air, and I probably, but more likely, I probably watched The Rock.
You know what character wouldn't fly in today's Hollywood? The comically gay hairdresser.
Oh, Bronson Pinchot? Oh, no, Anthony Clark.
Anthony Clark, who shows up and is comically over-the-top gay.
Absolutely. And all of his lines are...
Couldn't do that.
You could not do that.
Yeah. Piven and Rush Hour are kind of similar, too.
Mm-hmm. All right. Taken 2. I think I saw this.
I think I saw it, too, but it does, that may be telling that we don't really know.
I saw it first before I saw the original Taken. Because it was available on streaming, and the first one wasn't forever. You know, the originals never are in the beginning. And then I watched the first one later.
Oh, so it must have been okay if you decided to.
Well, I thought to myself, it's clearly I know it's the second one, but it's clearly a sequel. I'm like, I wonder what the original was like, because I just saw the trailer so many times.
All right, the trailer. The sequel always takes a hit. 49.
A sequel does take a hit, but they did make a Taken 3, so I'm going 71.
45.
Taken 2 is 22.
Oh.
Rotten.
Did they make a 3?
Yeah.
Oh, they did. Okay.
Yeah.
Dummies, what are you doing?
This next film follows a man with a particular set of skills. But instead of saving his kidnapped daughter, he is unknowingly hired to kidnap the daughter of a Chinese crime lord. They end up teaming up to take down a human trafficking operation starring Jason Statham from 2002, The Transporter.
Oh, Transporter, very nice. Nice deal. I feel like
This
this
is a big
one.
movie.
Oh, this was besides this and what's the other one?
Crank?
No, but hilarious. Yeah, Crank's a good one.
The Transporter, the
Da-
original, right?
Dawson, do you have the Deaf Frat Guys version of Crank anywhere? Is that something we
look.
We own? Do you remember that one, Chris?
Yeah, I do.
There's a super funny version of Crank. Crank, he had to have his adrenaline level. At, I don't remember what. Otherwise,
It's called
he would
Buzzed.
He would die.
This is called the other one's called Buzz.
This is the Deaf Frat Guys.
Oh, you know what? Hold on. I'm looking at a corrupted file. Hold on.
Oh no.
I might have it.
We gotta find Buzzed. The Deaf Frat Guy had to maintain a 3-beer buzz for like 96 hours
Yo,
or
that's
something.
really funny.
Otherwise, he died.
That's really funny.
I know. So we made a movie trailer called Buzzed.
This is a real movie?
No, it's a movie trailer called Buzzed based on Crank, but we never actually got funding.
Oh.
Jonathan, sorry.
Oh, so you guys made this trailer. Amazing.
Yeah, we made it.
This is super funny.
Yeah. We couldn't get enough funding. We should have crowdsourced it.
By the way, that you know what it is? It's like the movie Speed if it were a person.
Yes. Yeah.
That's all
what it was.
Yeah.
Got it.
Oh, boy. Here we go. This is the DFG.
I'm going to get 3-beer buzz.
We have the trailer for Buzz, which is... Here it is. I think Statham movie.
2008, Lake Havasu. In a world where the party never ends, his trouble is just starting.
My name is Maverick, and this spring break could be my last.
A fraternity president is poisoned.
I've been poisoned
And has to maintain a 4-beer buzz.
My buzz level is getting dangerously low.
He's dead drunk. Jason Statham is Maverick, the deaf frat guy.
I'm coming for you, Blake Chamber, and my potato gun's coming with me.
With special appearances by Poochie, Moose, and Mike F.
Maverick, if you stop drinking, you die.
And the Pussycat Dolls as the Gypsies.
I'm headed with these motherfucking gypsies on this motherfucking houseboat.
Buzz. If he's not wasted, his life is. This film is not yet rated.
Wow. Well, there it is.
My favorite part about that is it's still Jason Statham.
Yeah, I was mistaken. It was a 4-beer buzz
Yeah,
that he had
like a 4.0 average.
Had to maintain. All right.
I love that.
The original Transporter, I didn't see it. I got to be honest. I didn't hear anything bad about it.
They made a second one.
They
Yeah,
made
that
they
helps.
probably made maybe even a third. I have no idea.
I think this kind of brought Jason Statham, at least one of the movies that brought him more
Snatch,
into
yeah, Snatch was the big one.
Snatch, yeah, that's what you're thinking of. Yep.
And then this one, he was like
Like
the
as an
lead.
action, like big action star.
for sure.
I went 81%.
Oh,
I think
shit.
this is
didn't-
fresh.
I didn't write my shit down. All right. I'm good. Yeah.
I got 37%.
Oh.
No, and I like Jason Statham very much. I just think that these movies get reviewed poorly. I still see them all in the
That's
theaters.
right. That's right. Yeah.
I still see them all, and I love them.
I got to start thinking with my brain and not my heart.
Dude, my heart, 100%.
I wrote 65 down after you said 81. But you're right. It's got to be in the 40s.
The Transporter is rotten at 54%.
See, man, the hate, dude. But the audience score is great.
Audience, 73%.
And by the way, look at how many reviews and ratings. 250,000 gave it that, whereas only 128 reviews gave it 54%.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fans love it. It's great.
They made a second one.
Oh, man.
He's entertaining as all hell.
Oh, yeah. I love when he goes comedic.
He's so funny in the movie Spy with Melissa McCarthy and Jude Law.
It's great.
It's incredible. It's such a funny movie.
Yeah, and Shaw is kind of a funny character in the Fast and Furious universe as well now.
It's starting to hit cartoon proportions. Like he's working out alone in his warehouse and he has a human being inside the heavy bag. It's like,
I mean, and the idea that the funny thing is that he it's like he almost is just there and he goes, "Oh, you tell me." He's got like one line and then it's just all kicking.
Yeah.
Right.
They're like, dude, you got just come in for a day, one line, 1,000 kicks.
Probably ADR'd it.
Yeah. You don't even see his face. You
Right.
turn, oh, is that you? And then you turn around. He's just kicking.
Hey, Jason, we're here in the sound booth.
Hey, right.
We just got to pick up a little ADR for Fast 10. Just give me 3 versions of Is That You?
Hey, is that you? Is that you? Is that you?
That's good. That's good. I think we got that. And then we need another one that says, Toretto, what took you so long? Toretto, I was expecting you. What took you so long?
Toretto, I was expecting you. What took you so long?
That's good. Give me 3.
Hey, Toretto, I was expecting you. What took you so long?
I do want it's a little more ironic.
Oh, Toretto, I was expecting you. What took you so long?
That's good. That's good. And we just need some various grunts and groans for when you're punching the heavy bag. We didn't have you mic'd up at the time because you were, moving so much.
Hey, all right. We rolling.
Yeah, we're rolling like a couple body shots, hook to the head. What would that sound like?
Yeah, right there. Gotcha.
Yeah, that's good. And now, just a surprise sound, when the feds come in through the windows and you're working that heavy bag.
Huh?
Yeah, we're going to need 3.
All right.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's try 3 more.
Oh.
That's good.
I got a couple more.
Yeah, a couple more. Couple more.
Oh.
That.
Oh. All right.
Now one for fun.
Good. Yeah, one for fun.
Hey.
Oh, yeah, it's good. Ironic. Yeah, that's good.
Hey, FBI. I was expecting you.
Yeah.
What took you so long?
Yeah, it's good. A clean one. I was talking over it.
Hey, FBI. I was expecting you. What took you so long? Huh?
Vin Diesel's going to be in here in about 20 minutes, and I don't know if you're okay with saying hi to him or if we should wrap you out.
You should probably wrap me out. I don't. Every time I see him, I feel like we try to arm wrestle or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna do some push-ups. If he wants to meet me, I'm gonna be out back just fighting a body in a bag.
Oh, okay. Because he's due to be here in about 20 minutes. He's going to do some ADR as well.
Hey, guys.
Oh, he's here early.
He's here.
I got here early.
Oh, okay. Hey, Vin, let's get you in the booth then.
You didn't tell me Jason was going to be here.
We had you scheduled for 2. He was scheduled at 1. We figured about a half-hour ADR with him, but we did 3 of all his lines. And
Vin, I was expecting you. What took you so long?
Oh.
All right, Jason. I'll be out back in a second. We're going to arm wrestle. Remember that.
Hey, Vin, as long as we got you on the mic, we need to grab a couple of wild lines.
I'm here.
Okay. So
let me just warm up. All right.
Okay. So let's just do 3 of these, 3 of each. I don't have friends. I have family.
I don't have friends. I have family. I don't have friends. I have family.
Let's do one more.
I don't have friends. I have family.
Let's try one sort of up tempo. Pick up the pace a little bit.
I don't have friends. I have family.
Yeah, with a little, but more of a statement. Paced up, but a statement.
I don't have friends. I have family.
Right. Yeah, that's.
I don't have friends. I have family.
All right.
I got one more.
Okay.
I don't have friends. I have family.
Yeah, we'll dig one of those out. That'll work. I need the line where your dad's stock car caught on fire after the tanks blew. Now, I'm not sure why we wrote tanks in the script. It should have been singular. It's one fuel cell, but we wrote tanks.
Yeah.
Like there's multiple gas tanks in a stock car, which doesn't exist. But anyway, that's just me. I'm kind of a nerd. But look, they said you could hear him screaming, remember? But they told you that the screaming came from you.
Yeah.
That was from me.
Right.
So remember, they said he was dead on impact.
Yeah.
You could hear the screaming,
Right.
but they told you the screaming was you.
Yeah.
All right, let's try that. No, Vin, I'm sorry.
You really dug deep.
I'm trying to get the actual line.
Oh.
Not the screaming.
All right.
They said he was screaming.
I was just warming up.
Oh, okay. You heard, sorry, let me just check the ADR list here. You heard screaming, but they said the screaming came from me.
I heard screaming, but the screaming came from you.
Yeah, okay, hold on, Vin. I can bring the page in if you want.
I don't
I
don't remember.
You heard screaming.
I heard screaming.
But they said
the
screaming came from me. From me. All right.
That's
and
it,
let's put those together.
I heard screaming, but they said the screaming came from me.
Oh, yeah. Less creepy, though.
Yeah, it's haunting.
I heard screaming, but they said the screaming came from me.
That one was scarier than the other one.
That's scary. Let's pace it up a little bit. Pace it up.
I heard screaming, but they said the screaming came from me.
Okay. Now, my son's favorite scene. He's a big fan of the series, man.
Tell him I say hi.
Well, he's here, so maybe we can get a picture with him after the ADR session.
I'll think about it.
He's in the booth with me. He's special needs, man.
All right.
He's special needs.
All right.
He really.
I won't
up.
treat him like a friend.
He looks up.
I'll treat him.
He looks up to you. You know what I mean?
All right.
All right. So his favorite scene is the picture of you marrying Letty. And he likes.
Let me get into
He
character.
likes that you're wearing a wife beater at your wedding, but you're wearing nice slacks.
Yeah.
And I guess you're wearing your
Tommy
formal,
Bahama.
like you're wearing your formal wife beater.
Yeah.
And so let's just get a Letty, I do it for you.
Letty, I do it for you.
That's good.
Hey, Letty, I do it for you because now you're family.
Yeah, that's good. And remember, three more clean. I don't have friends. I have family.
I don't have friends. I have family.
Let's get a couple of wilds.
I need one where he found out Letty was alive. Yeah.
Letty?
Yeah, three of those.
Letty? Letty?
Yeah, Vin, the reason we do 3 takes is so we can have 3 different takes. We don't do 3 of the same takes.
The love of your life, who you thought was dead for years, you've just found out she is living.
Mm-hmm.
Letty.
It's good.
Letty? Letty.
That's good. We'll use the third. Mark the third, Steve.
Yeah, I like that one.
Can we just get 3 wild and then we'll wrap it up because I know Stathan's waiting for you in the patio.
Wild.
No, not the word wild. Sorry. I should have delineated. These are wild lines.
All right.
Not actual lines.
Got it.
So they don't have the word wild in them.
Let's do it.
I live my life a quarter mile at a time.
I live my life a quarter mile at a time.
It's good.
I live my life a quarter mile at a time.
Yeah, let's lead in with, and since that day, I live my life a quarter mile at a time.
And since that day, I live my life a quarter mile at a time.
That's good.
That's good.
That's good. Can you just say hi to my special needs son?
Hey, what's up, kid?
He's not in the room yet.
I'm practicing.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'll bring him around.
I was going to do 3 in a row to him.
3 what's ups?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is he here?
Well, little Ronnie's in the control room, but I can bring him around.
All right, Ronnie, I'm ready.
Let's just get 3 wild. What's up, kid? What's up, Ronnie?
What's up, Ronnie? Hey, Ronnie. What's up?
Yeah.
Hey, Ronnie, your dad's not a friend of mine. He's more like family.
Oh, good. Steve, let's use the third one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's good. Mark that. All right, and scene.
You want some scores?
Oh, yeah,
right.
scores. Oh, this is going to be embarrassing.
I know.
Jonathan Kite, congratulations. You made the podium. That means you're in the top 3 scorers
Yeah, dude,
of this
bombed
of the Rotten
this,
Tomatoes
bro.
game.
Same.
Your score, 105 points.
Never 3 digits, never good in this game.
Damn it.
Who do you think lost the game? You're wrong. It was Chris Laxamana with 117.
Oh, my God.
Oh, man. You
I'm
had
okay with
one
that.
that was like, you were like 80% and it was like 0.
Yeah.
Leaving us, Adam Carolla, who left his opponents in the dust for this win with a score of 87. That's how you play.
Embarrassing.
I know. We all lost.
This is a forfeit win. All right. Do you have an outro?
I don't think we deserve it.
We don't deserve it.
It's the Rotten Tomatoes game. You know how we do it.
All right. Quick break. Little news right after this. Morgan & Morgan. Let me lay a stat on you. People 15 to 24 have the highest rate of ER visits due to car accidents. And I got kids, and they're about that age, so it seems, well, they're right in that age group. It's kind of scary. So if you've ever been injured, check out Morgan & Morgan. Submitting a claim with Morgan & Morgan is easy. You can use it the same way you use like a rideshare app. It is that easy. And even easier than swiping right on a dating app, which, by the way, leads to more trouble, or this could lead to more money. America's largest injury law firm, 100-plus offices nationwide, over 800 lawyers, more than $15 billion recovered for clients. So if you're injured in an accident, check out Morgan & Morgan. Their fee is free unless they win, so it's no risk. Morgan & Morgan, right, Dawson?
For more information, go to forthepeople.com/Adam or dial #law, #529 from your cell phone. That's FOR, thepeople.com/Adam or #law, #529 from your cell. This is a paid advertisement.
Let me tell you about Turo, Innovative. It's the world's largest car-sharing marketplace. With Turo, you can book any car you want, wherever you want, from a community of local hosts. Browse a huge selection of vehicles for just about any occasion or budget. Book an SUV or a minivan for a family road trip, a pickup truck for some errands, or even test drive an EV. Every trip is backed by liability insurance. Terms, conditions, and exclusions apply. Find your drive. Forget your boring rental cars at Turo, Turo.com. Jonathan Kite in the studio. Kite Club, name of the pod. And then it's going to be the Tempe Improv coming up. Improv Comedy Theater. That is Thursday to Sunday. This Thursday, Sunday. JonathanKiteComedy.com is where you go. All right, what do we got in the news, Max Banner?
Well, we have a new MMA card brewing. Elon Musk versus Mark Zuckerberg. So,
What?
Kind of. So it started off with Meta, that's Zuckerberg's company, like Facebook and stuff. They're releasing a Twitter rival called Threads. So Elon sees that tweet, and Elon responds with, quote, "I'm sure Earth can't wait to be exclusively under Zuck's thumb with no other options." And then someone tweeted back to Elon like, "Hey, Mark's been practicing jujitsu. I don't know if you should be talking shit." And Elon responded, quote, "I'm up for a cage match if he is." LOL.
Wow.
And then that was it. But then Mark screenshots that tweet on his and reposts it with the caption, "Send me location."
Wow.
And then Elon responds, "Vegas Octagon. By the way, I have this great movie that I call The Walrus, where I just lie on top of my opponent and do nothing."
Wow.
And so they're going back and forth just saying how they want to They want to get a fight going.
They can
and
break
everybody
the
join in.
internet.
Yeah, so let's talk about this. If this happens, what's the line? What are the odds here? Who has the advantage?
I gotta tell you, as a former trainer who used to see Nick Cage's giant son at the boxing gym I would go to, as a ginormous son. Do you know that?
No.
Nick
He's
Cage,
acted and stuff,
you
right?
think you're a Nick Cage fan?
No,
Kite?
I see him as a kid, but I never saw him as an adult because he would bring his. He'd always be photographed with his kids, like coming from the airport and stuff
He
like that.
turned into a giant man mountain, and then started a angry metal goth hard edge band. Nick Cage's son.
Yeah.
What's
You
the
did
name of
not
the
know
band?
that?
No.
It's like Narthex or something. It's like one of those angry
Yeah, screamo
devil
bands.
Yeah, whatever. Fucking everyone's dyeing their hair black and their bangs are sweaty and in front of their face. They're just going, "Rah!" It's like it's sort of rock version
Vin Diesel.
of
Vin Diesel's in one of them.
Oh, he is?
No, but
You fucking, I'm so gullible. Like Vin Diesel's in one of those? You're such a fine actor.
it's called Family.
Yeah. So it's what you do when you're not musically inclined. It's basically like punk rock or DJ Khaled or the Beastie Boys or something. It's like when you're not good as a musician, you pick a
disguise
genre.
it.
You don't pick Ed Sheeran. And you don't pick Ben Folds 5 as a genre because then you would be exposed as sucking. But you pick a weird, the extreme is Yoko Ono. It's Hunter Biden going to be an artist. Like it's like you just pick a genre of shit you can do that's not really art.
And he sings in the band, or he plays instruments?
I will bet you there's a music video with Nick Cage's son, who's a giant man.
Search Nick Cage goth son. There you go.
Yeah, they're
That's his kid.
There you go. I mean, and he used to train where I used to train. And can I tell you this? There is a danger with like celebrities and personal trainers, which is the guy shows up at your house, you have your own dojo on the third floor of your $10 billion mansion. This guy shows up, and this guy is part professional trainer, but he's also like part hype man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so he gets out the focus pads and he's like, double up the jab, throw the cross, and then a front ball kick. And he's moving his hands toward listen, last time I sparred, no one threw their head toward my jab. They try to avoid it, but they're and it's making that smacking sound, and it's like pap, pap, pap. Woo! You on fire, Mark? And there's a lot of slapping and papping, and it's a lot of yes manning, and because the super rich celebrities working out feels pretty good about the crack, 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 and the guy yelling, "Woo! You're on fire today," and so they end up getting a false sense of like, I'm cracking.
For sure. Oh,
right?
yeah, for sure.
And they're not in there rolling with someone who's really trying to kick their ass. They're in there rolling with the guys like on the payroll,
Yes.
And then they start putting videos together, these sort of pretty well choreographed punch combos and sequences and stuff. And before you know it, the trainer is saying, Mark, if I would have got hold of you when you were 16, you'd probably be a top 5 welterweight.
Of course.
In the
world champion.
I could have made a champion out of you.
Right,
Then you start getting inflated a little, and before you know it, you kind of think you can kick ass.
Yeah.
Now, you do develop skills, and you do work out, and some guys are better than others.
Sure.
But there's a sort of inflated.
Yeah, of course.
Speaking from experience.
So Zuckerberg, let me give you some info on the two fighters.
I got to see Nick Cage's son performing first.
He's got to perform. By the way, let me just say this. If they do Musk v. Zuck in Vegas, these guys have got to open.
They open.
They're called, They're called Eyes of Noctum.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Now, of course, Nick Cage Of course, his son doesn't play an instrument.
You know what, though? Some of these guys who do the screamos are really fucking talented.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind the song.
It does sound like Vin Diesel.
Bro, it absolutely does.
All right, so
Guest vocals, Vin Diesel.
shocker of all shocking, he doesn't play an instrument. And he doesn't sing. He just yells.
Would he be in that band? Would those guys be playing with him if he wasn't Nick Cage's son?
No,
Okay.
1,000% no.
They should play in a cage.
But he's a giant man.
Yeah.
And he used to box, where I used to box.
Nick Cage's a pretty big guy. Is he bigger than Nick?
Yes.
Wow.
He's big. Big dude.
Yeah.
Anyway, so.
Who do you have?
Well, here's the thing. So Musk, he's 51. Zuckerberg is 39. But Elon says that although he has upper hand on Mark Zuckerberg in terms of sheer physical size, he has talked about being in, quote, real hardcore street fights growing up in South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Zuckerberg, he is an aspirational MMA fighter. He's already winning jiu-jitsu tournaments, but as Adam said, they could be inflated. But he's winning these tournaments. He also claims to have recently completed the Murphy Challenge, which is a 1 mile run, 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 squats, and then you run another mile, all while wearing a weighted vest. And Zuckerberg said he did it in 40 minutes.
I believe Zuckerberg would take him. I've seen some of the footage of him fighting in the tournament. He looks pretty good.
Yeah.
He is the age. He's
Yeah.
younger.
When you get in your 50s, it really slows down. I'm here to tell you.
Yeah, I love how Elon Musk is talking about street fights from 35 years ago.
Yeah.
He's like, I was in a couple.
Nelson Mandela was still in prison.
Yeah, dude, I was fighting a springbok. This deer wandered into the streets, and I boxed it.
Yeah, I think Zucker. I got as much as I'd be rooting for Elon because I do love the man. I still think age.
He needs the Iron Man suit to beat him.
Yeah. All right. Well, so they're still going back and forth and having fun with it. All right. So we were talking about Kevin Spacey. So Kevin Spacey just did a new interview with Zeit magazine, and he claims that people are now they're waiting to hire him. So right now he's in London. He has trial that's going to happen later this month. It's supposed to last about a month, and he says if he's cleared from that trial, the offers are going to start coming in again.
He was cleared from the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he has more accusations. 4 more. He was charged a year ago in London with 4 counts of sexual assault relating to alleged incidents that took place between 2005 and 2013. So he's withstanding trial in
all right, so
a couple days.
Sexual assault, the term has become so broadened that we don't know if he slapped the waiter on the ass after he dropped the plate off or he physically penetrated somebody with a digit or a dick. So
all means the same thing.
It's all just sexual assault now, which is what these fucking idiots have done with everything. They've decided to take the term assault. They basically did it. They did it with all the sort of transgender and trans whatever. So they broaden everything. So when I was a kid, if somebody was a transvestite, there was like pre-op and post-op. Like we had definitions.
Right.
Now Dawson can just announce there's a chick trapped inside him and go into the fucking ladies' locker room. And he would be called
a hero.
A hero, sorry. He would be a hero. And he would be a trans man or trans woman. He would be a trans woman. And then when the LA Times wrote articles about Dawson after he raped a chick in the ladies' locker room, he would go, she walked into the ladies' locker room. Then she pulled out her penis, and then she used her penis to penetrate. And it'd be like, they fucked everything up. Yeah. So I have no idea what Kevin Spacey has done because the news has fucked this shit out of
statements.
They've done their sexual assault. Everything is sexual assault.
I didn't know that about Dawson.
I agree.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I think we need Kevin Spacey back.
I agree.
As an actor, he's just so much better than a molester.
I think he should play Epstein in the movie.
Oh, that's a good idea.
That'd be a way to get back into everyone's good graces. It's just
I agree. And also the other thing too is
attention.
He doesn't drive a school bus. He's not in the faculty of Stanford. Like, he's an actor. It's the most innocuous job you can have.
Right.
You can do anything and act.
He just can't do any kid shows.
Yeah, there's nothing dangerous about playing a role. So who cares?
And
Once
Dawson
he's-
was the first one to call him gay.
Dawson spotted him at the
Spotted
Santa
it.
Barbara Bowl
Called it out, yeah.
in 1992.
Almost ran into him and then looked up, and we both caught eye contact and stared at each other for a second. And I just pointed and nodded, and then walked away. And then I turned back around, and Kevin Spacey was looking at me longingly.
Santa Barbara
About
Bowl,
15 feet away in the beer garden.
1992.
Yeah.
Toad the Wet Sprocket on stage. What year was that?
Probably 99, 98,
okay.
99.
Who was on stage?
Most likely,
Boy
I don't
George.
know. Could have been Santana. He was there every year, and it was a big radio station one.
But it was the Santa Barbara Bowl.
It was
right?
definitely the Santa
All right,
Barbara
well,
Bowl.
that's
George
what you knew.
Michael?
No.
Okay. All right. Let's do one more.
All right. So Harvard, they have at the Harvard Medical Center, there's a morgue manager and his associates.
yeah.
And they're charged with trafficking human remains. And they sold these parts via Facebook using, and people paid for them with PayPal. And so, the morgue manager is named Cedric. He was part of a massive nationwide network. Some of they would sell, and his wife was also part of it too, Denise. So they sold corpses. They stole the corpses. Excuse me. They removed parts such as the head, the brain, skin, bones. Sold them to their accomplices. They would also allow their buyers to come into the morgue and pick whichever parts they had their eye on.
Ron Jeremy's dick.
Yeah.
Wow.
Could have been that too. So, according to the federal indictment, Cedric would spirit the dissected body parts away from the HMS morgue and store them at his home. And one guy, he admitted to doing it, to buying these parts. He was like a tattoo artist, and he would buy skulls because skulls are a big thing. So get some real human skulls up on your shelf. People buy human skin to create leather.
Nazis do.
Yeah. Oof.
Well, wait, hold on. What were these bodies there for?
They're donated for research.
Oh, my God. My mom went to UCLA. That's where her body went.
She donated
Really?
her body.
Yeah.
Do you know whatever happened to it?
Uh-oh.
I fucking hope Cedric didn't swing by the morgue.
You can't get it on eBay.
Oh, my God.
Bro, that would be the worst. You're just going on eBay and you're like, wait, Mom?
Oh, my God. So people wanted the skin because, first off, what the fuck is wrong with everybody? Number one, the skulls. Did anyone want to eat the liver with a little fava bean or something? Or was there?
How fresh is this stuff?
But want it for consumption.
Didn't he know that these things were going to had to be accounted for? Dr. Drew said when he was in med school, you'd get your own cadaver.
Really?
You'd get assigned a cadaver.
Like you did a frog in biology class?
Yeah.
Wow.
Kind of makes sense, right?
Yeah, it'd have to, right? I don't want somebody never having been on a body before.
Right. And would Cedric take them apart like at the...
Unclear, but it was a 4-year business. Started in 2018.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And I don't... Yeah, it's disgusting. Like a lot of people would buy these things for decorations. They would make art with it and things like that.
I bet Halloween order numbers went up, dude.
And then what do they
Real high
charge
quality.
him with? Because that's
by the foot.
They charge him by the foot. What do they have to charge? I mean, you can't be charged with murder or manslaughter or anything like that. But it's going to be some sort of weird
charge of trafficking human remains. That's what.
Is that what it is? Yeah, that's when you're in prison.
Yeah, what are you
that's
in for?
A conversation starter. It's like, what are you in for? Fucking carjacking, fucking off-duty cop. I took his fucking Plymouth, and like you got the smash and grab.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And you got the aggravated assault with the old lady. She was cheating on me. I was fucking drunk. I fucking snapped. I was already on probation. And I got trafficking human remains.
Yeah.
Like I'm the king of the fucking courtyard.
You got to say remains, though, because if you just go, I'm in for human trafficking, you get...
Yeah, I go remains.
Yeah.
I hit
you
remains
have to
hard.
be like, no, they were dead. They already dead. They were already
remains.
dead. Yeah.
Right.
And you should request to be put on that dolly when you're wheeled around the prison.
Yeah,
with the
Hannibal
face
Lecter
mask.
style.
Yeah, I would say... there's a part of me that's like, well, we do respect the Indians for using all of the buffalo.
Yeah.
I mean, this is atheist part of me. It's like, all right, let the brother turn a profit on a gizzard.
He was taking the bones and turning them into things like toothpicks.
Yeah,
I mean, or
there's a
coat rack.
Yeah, there's some functionality to it.
It's also, if I was defending him, I'd be like, you can't take a human being and make him the night watchman of a morgue without some shit going down at some point.
Yeah, it was
We're
plot.
not wired for that. You're not supposed to be around this many spirits.
Yeah.
Before you take one apart or fuck one or, try to animate one with jumper cables. Like, man was not meant to sit alone with this many bodies.
And this is Harvard, by the way. This is Harvard
Wait,
Medical Center.
was it Stanford or Harvard?
Harvard.
Oh, Harvard.
Harvard Medical Center.
If I was his attorney, I'd be like, who of us has not been inside a Hot Topic before?
Right.
This is literally their decor.
Yeah, this is it.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I would say?
Yeah.
Have you seen Nick Cage's son's band? Because that's essentially the manifestation of this.
That is the soundtrack to this business.
Yeah. Every purchase came with their album.
That's right. What was his son's name?
Weston.
Yeah.
Because his other ones is Kal-El.
Oh, really?
Yeah, named after Superman. Yeah, which is a Hebrew word.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know everything and nothing about
Bro,
the man.
it's so funny. I swear, like, I must have seen this kid, and then I just was like, oh, yeah, the Kal-El one stuck with me.
I think Weston at some point was like 6'4", 275 or something. Like
He looks better
was
now. He lost the goth look. I think he definitely cleaned up.
Now it just looks like yacht rock
Well,
doing
looks like he's like one of the bounty guy.
dog.
Oh, right.
Oh.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, he looks good.
It looks good. Could have been a heavyweight. All right. So he's not Gothan anymore. I don't know.
He's still gothic.
I still got yeah.
But when he's trying out for the band, it's like we were going to go with the other guy who had a van.
Right.
But now we got Nick Cage's son.
Yeah.
This guy has a cage.
Right. He's got a cage.
Yeah.
We'll use him.
Before we even hear him, we hear him sing in the audition. He's going to mention that he's Nick Cage's son.
Yeah. When I go out on auditions, I say I'm Nick Cage's son. Just if I can get 10% closer to that part.
Hey, just state your name. Hey, first off, you've heard of Nick Cage, right?
I'm his son. All right, let's bring it home.
All right.
We can, I can be seen in Vegas coming up at Jimmy Kimmel's Club. That'll be, I don't know, when is that? Friday?
Yep, this Friday.
This Friday. You go to improv.com because there's live shows everywhere, and then there's Jonathan Kite. I'm told my stand-up show in Pasadena at the Ice House is sold out July 13th. That's just what a little bird told me. So maybe we take it off the list. Kite Club, name of the podcast, wherever you find finer podcasts. And then live shows at the Tempe Improv Comedy Theater. And that's coming up Thursday to Sunday. JonathanKiteComedy.com is where you go. Always good to see you, Johnny.
You too, buddy. Thanks for having me.
Until next time, I'm Jonathan Kite, Chris Max Pattis saying mahalo.